Good morning. This is John Harder, aka Wealth Wiz. "2018 has been quite the year for, for the cryptocurrency space. And if you're watching this and you are not looking at cryptocurrency as being anything worthwhile or anything that how should I say, as something that could potentially replace the monetary system. Good morning, Pete.
Good morning.
Nice to have you on.
I wondered, should I turn the mic off? Where do I do that now?
In the bottom left-hand corner, there should be a little doohickey there.
It doesn't have the, just says John Harder. I'll see if, like that and see what, oh, now the mic.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Yeah, so as I was saying, if you're one of those people that haven't considered the cryptocurrency as something of value, then I would say start looking at it differently, because it is definitely replacing the monetary system. There are countries and like Germany has embraced it for a while now. Australia is embracing it. There are in Australia, you can buy flights. You can book flights with Bitcoin. You can very commonly just simply use Bitcoin for payment, as opposed to the Australian dollar. There are many other countries that are also beginning to literally adapt to it. In the United States, the state of Ohio is now accepting Bitcoin for their tax, to pay tax. Tax, which is another thing that should probably be eradicated. So Bitcoin, it was created for a reason. It was created by the US Army, by the NSA, actually. And they gave it, they attached a name to it, calling it Satoshi Nakamoto, as if it was some Asian guy or something that came up with this code. But what they were doing is they wanted to make something that would counteract the banking system, because it was running out of control, and using the Federal Reserve, the deep state was just, it was, excuse me, it was just not human, making this, how should I say, this planet was becoming inhuman friendly. It just, it became destructive. We were headed for self-destruction, really. And so in 2008, the NSA, they wrote this code and called it Bitcoin. And of course, it took a few years for that to actually take off, but then it did. In 2019, in 2009, it finally came to the point where people started actually using it. Some people would accept it. And so it started getting some traction, and then it obviously, from to where it is today, of course, as soon as, because it was open source code, this made it easy for other people to study the code and see what it's about and start creating other coins. So they started making smart contracts, out of which some of the coders, if you look up Dan Larimar is his name, he has created quite a few different programs or platforms, and I think he's one of the major players that has made the cryptocurrency into something that so that people could start seeing it as something useful. What he's done is, in many cases, he has, well, some of the programs he has created is where lawyers get replaced by a currency, you know, in the legal system, and as well as many other places. They now they can now bypass middlemen that were doing nothing except extracting profits out of transactions that they actually have nothing to do with, except for they were able to, you know, to pull money out of it, making it harder for the end user, you know, more expensive for the end user and less profits for the producer. And so a lot of that, the cryptocurrency is plugging up those loopholes that people were plugging into to suck out the profits that belonged to the people that were actually doing the business. For instance, there is now a coin that has been created for the coffee industry. Well, the coffee industry, it's the same as most other industries. The farmers producing the coffee, they barely scratch by. You pick up the coffee in the stores, it's expensive as hell. Where does that money go? It's extracted by these corporations that have their fingers in every pocket and are controlling all of these markets. Now with the coffee, with that coin, they are weeded out. So now the end user can buy the coffee directly from the producer, and there's no third finger in it. This makes it so that the people, you know, the people who use the product and the producer, they can directly relate together, and you don't have all of these middle fingers in there that actually all they do is take out, you know, suck out all the cream, and both ends have, you know, don't hardly benefit. So that's just that's one of the examples that cryptocurrencies do. They have a huge power in creating those kind of things, and that was all done by the deep state or cabal or whatever you want to call these creeps. They had tapped into all of the markets everywhere, the grains, everything, and so the profits, they wouldn't go to the people. People would barely get by on both ends. In between, they would suck out the profits. Now, so so that's just one of the things. That's one prime example where Bitcoin is becoming very, very powerful. And the reason I bring this up, because there are many people that haven't hardly heard about Bitcoin, about cryptocurrencies. They don't know what it is, and they don't trust it. And then, in the meantime, they're using the fiat system, which is actually phasing out, and yet they refuse to get acquainted with Bitcoin. And and now when you understand a little bit what Bitcoin was made to do, you know, for the average person, the average user out there who's been watching the news, that is, or should I say news? I don't know. That's been telling them to stay away from Bitcoin. It's going to go to zero and all this. And yet, every time the news says it's going to go to zero, it's about to skyrocket. And every time the news media tells you to buy, it's going to go to the moon, that's when the price is going to plummet. When are you going to start tuning in to realize that the media, they are there to tell you lies? That's what the news media does. And eventually, I believe we're going to get to a point where the news media is going to be under the control of honest people, which then will obviously turn everything around. But until then, we can't trust them. All right. All right, so my point in all this is that I want to present you an opportunity to you that if you're new to this space, and you haven't looked at it as of something of value, then let me show you something. Because Bitcoin, or the cryptocurrency market, is about to explode. It is about to get massive, massive, massive big. Okay, and the reason for it is that it is replacing the monetary system, and countries are starting to accept it, and many companies are accepting it, and the world is literally actually changing over to a crypto, to the crypto as being the accepted money. And the reasons are for the ones that I had just mentioned. All right, so I'm going to take us through a slideshow. So I'm just going to share the screen here. All right, so now we are in the beginning. We are right at the threshold of a very, very major phenomenon, actually two of them. One of them being the home-based business industry, and one of them being the cryptocurrency market. Now, the home-based business industry for many years has had many people, many companies have been created that would come on into the home-based business space and come in with multi-level marketing strategy or you know, using MLM, and usually have attached with an MLM plan some kind of products which usually people don't have that much use for. You know, sometimes it's a juice, sometimes it's some kind of you know, it's usually product. Usually what it is they have a pay plan that draws people in, because everybody wants to make more money, and and then a product attached to it that you actually don't even really care for that much. And this has made many people who have tried different things like that, and it has, you know, they have become sort of an enemy of the home-based business idea, because they've been scammed, if you will, and this has closed people off for that idea. But listen, what about if I can show you something? If I can show you an opportunity where you don't need any product, you don't need to pile up on products, because products you can buy if you have the money, right? And how about, you know, piling up some money that that's not a problem, because that you can always use. You know, a table full of some kind of potion or lotion, you end up dumping out. But when you have a pile of money, that you can always do something with. And that's what I want to show you today. So do you want profit? Well, if you've listened to this video this far, I believe that's what you want, right? So Python signals: 1, business; 2, opportunities. Opportunity number 1, crypto cycles and trends trading. Why crypto cycles and trends trading? Because it's the oldest and most reliable way to make money from the crypto market. Okay, so, and it can be done by anyone at any time. Start with any amount of money. Now, as I mentioned that the crypto is becoming the monetary system. This simply means that millions and hundreds of millions, possibly billions of people are going to come into the crypto market. And we are right at the threshold of this phenomenon, this starting to take place. And all of these people, they're going to need Python signals. Think about that. All of these people are going to need Python signals because of what Python signals has to offer. Coming into the crypto market, not understanding it, doesn't mean you're going to get poor, but it, matter of fact, many people, even though we've done very badly in the market when we first came in, we still made money. For instance, my example of this is that in 2017, I bought some coin. I bought about $500 worth, and it had gained me about $30-some thousand dollars in 3 months. And then the price came back down, and it came back down where I lost most of my profits. I didn't know what to do. I had no idea what to do. So I just ended up coming back down with the price, and lost most of my profits. I had $3,000 left. Now, from 500 to 3,000, that's still a good profit. But from 30,000 down to 3,000, well, that's quite a loss of profit. And this was because we didn't have Python signals. So I didn't know what to do. And this is, I have heard now that this is the case with many people that came into the crypto space having the same story. Because the idea is to buy low and sell high. That's the idea. That's how you make money. It's the same as putting up a store. You buy the product at a lower price and you sell it at a higher price, creating the convenience of having it nearby, right? You know, in a new community, instead of making everybody drive to town to buy their things, well, you create the convenience of having it closer, but it may be a little more expensive than in town. All right, so the idea is that's the way it works in the crypto space. But then when you don't know when the price is going to go down, and you wait until it does, well, now you can't sell because everybody wants to sell. So you've got to be able to sell before the price goes over the edge. All right. Okay, so here we have an example of the power of crypto of cycles and trends trading. So in January of 2017, You could have buy Bitcoin at $100 worth of Bitcoin, selling it at for 1,400 in December. In Ethereum, you could buy $100 worth and sell it for 8,750. Litecoin, $100 worth, you could sell it for 5,000. In Monero, you could buy 100 and sell it for 2,400. And finally, Dash, $100 worth and sell it for $8,890. Those are the kinds of profits that are that can be made in the cryptocurrency space. Now, this here example simply is buying it in January, riding it through until December, and then selling. In between, there are a lot of ups and downs that you can still cash in on that aren't mentioned here. This is just simply saying that's what the price was in January, and this is the price that you could sell it for in December. I know this because I had, because Dash was the coin that I had bought in January, and by March, it had gained me more profits than this. And had I then sold that coin, waited till the price went down and bought in again, it would have made me hundreds of thousands. But this is the thing. We didn't have Python signals, and so we didn't know when to buy or to sell. So the million-dollar question is, when do you buy and when do you sell? That's obvious, right? that was obviously the predicament that most of us were in. So, well, to answer this question, meet Marius Landman. Marius Landman, he's our chief data analyst, okay? Now, he's been working for 30 plus years for major corporations like GE and Shell. Shell is a global company, so is GE, and many others that he's been working for. And he had developed an algorithm that they could use, putting in data surrounding incidents and situations from the past, and it would project a future. And so what they were able to do is make changes and have a predictable future outcome. In 2015, Marius, he plugged that system into the cryptocurrency market. And it has yielded tremendous results, being able to project what the prices of the future are going to be in order to know when to sell and when to buy. So this has been very, very powerful. And it made him huge profits. Now, of course, other people finding out right away, he very quickly built a list of people that bought this data from him. And so, so what we see here on this slide is the graph of back in 2017 when Bitcoin went up to $20,000. When Wall Street was telling people to buy crypto, Marius Landman, he was telling his subscribers, sell. He was telling his subscribers, pull out your profits at 19.5 because the coin is going to go over the edge. And so many of his subscribers pulled out their profits at 19.5, and the rest of us, we went over the cliff with the coin, with the price. So, knowing this, what would it be worth to you to have access to this kind of data? Coming into the cryptocurrency space, knowing with confidence that you can trade, you can buy low and sell high, and knowing beforehand what the prices are going to do, so that you can confidently gain profits every time. And the thing is, you gain profits every time, whether it goes up or whether it goes down. Every time you profit. And so how does that work? Well, when you pull out your profits, when you sell high, okay, and the coin is on its way down, well, guess what? The lower it goes, the more coin you're going to be able to buy from the profits that you made. And so when you buy back in, the higher it goes, the more profits you make. So it's a profit every time, up and down, right? Okay, so what does it take to to get your hands on this data? Well, you have to be a subscriber of Python Signals. That's it. Just become a subscriber. No, you don't have to be a specialist. You don't have to be a genius or a professional or anything. All right, so here are the packages for subscription. So you just simply come in as you fit in. So the lowest doorway price to get in is $50. So $50 gives you 30 days access to the data for trading. The gold package is $150, and it gives you 90 days access. Then when you jump up to the platinum, the platinum, excuse me, the platinum is actually becomes a $50 savings when you do the math on that. And it gives you 6 months access for $250. And then the Galaxy, it gives you access for 1 year at $500. So there is a break between the gold and the platinum. Now the Galaxy package at the moment actually gives you 15 months access, because we are still in pre-launch, and so there's 3 months extra access it gives you at this time. Now the silver package pays you 6 levels in the matrix. Yes, there is a pay plan. It pays 6 levels in the matrix at 24%. We'll take a closer look at that in a little bit. The gold package pays 9 levels at 36%. The platinum package pays 12 levels at 48%, and the Galaxy pays 18 levels at 65.5%. Now, the last that I heard is that there were still a few packages left of the Lifetime Galaxy, which may or may not apply anymore. I am not sure if there are any left or not. If this was me watching that video, I would right away see if there was still any available and grab it if absolutely possible. Because paying once and then keep earning year after year without worrying about a renewing subscription, that's just pretty awesome. All right, so another thing I want to mention here is that actually 2 things, because all of these 4 packages give you exact same data. It's the exact same access as far as the trading and that is concerned. There are a couple of extra perks with the Lifetime package, but which may not be available anymore. But the other 4 packages give you exact same access. There's no difference. Also, there is a 10% direct referral bonus that that pays 10% that's over and above what the matrix pays. All right. So there's a 10% extra for directly referring people to your affiliate link. All right, so let us take a closer look at what exactly you get. So you get Marius's timely trading report for the top 40 cryptos. You get private Zoom meeting with Marius and team. That is only available to the Galaxy 1000 members. And you get email notifications. That again is all the packages get that. And there's a private Telegram group that you get access to, also only available to the Galaxy 1000 members. And finally, a 5.1 million annual income roadmap, also available for all packages. Now, we don't do, Python Signals doesn't do any trading for you. There are many platforms on the internet, and this is why I'm mentioning that, because there are many platforms on the internet that have been, you know, that come and they advertise, oh, we do the trading for you, just give us some Bitcoin, you know, put your Bitcoin in and we'll do the trading, and then they pay a few people and they blow it around, oh yeah, this program pays, and the next thing they disappear with your Bitcoin. This has happened to many people. And yes, it has also happened to me. So Python Signals doesn't do any of that. We provide the data. Python Signals provides the data that you can know when to buy and sell, and you do your own trading at your own discretion. And then, of course, the second part of this business is what we're going to take a look at right now. Opportunity number 2, the revenue share plan, okay? 5.1 million annual income roadmap. So let us take a closer look at this roadmap. Now, here are the guidelines. Here are the guidelines to be paid, you know, what it requires in order to qualify to get paid. Now, if you've been in matrices before, usually matrices, especially binary, is what were used, where they take a pay plan and they attach a bunch of rules and regulations into it. You basically have a 5-page PDF that you need to study for a week before you understand the pay plan. And then they attach some kind of a product to it that some people maybe like, some people maybe don't really care. But then these products, they pile up on your table month after month while you're trying to, you know, get a lot of people involved in order to actually make some money, which is why you went into the business. And after you've referred a bunch of people, you realize that most of them have already canceled. And you end up with a bunch of products on your table that you don't know what to do with. This has been the experience for many people, which has turned people off about the idea of home-based business or network marketing or those kind of things. Now, let me tell you something. With Python Signals, we also have a pay plan. But we don't come to you to try to convince you with our shiny pay plan. that you can't actually hardly ever make any money with, and make you pile up a bunch of products that you don't know what to do with. Listen, when you have enough money, everything else you can buy. When you have enough money, everything else you can buy. So here's the thing. With Python signals, there are no loops, no hoops, nothing. You don't have to have this money, this much volume on the one leg, and that much on the other leg, and this many referrals. You don't have to have any of that. We don't do that stuff. When you come into Python signals, you buy a package that gives you access to the data so you can trade, so you can confidently and intelligently trade at your own discretion and make money in the cryptocurrency market. The second thing that same subscription does, it gives you a place in the matrix. And what happens is, whether you refer people or whether other people from above you, whether those people trickle into your matrix, you get paid. So you could easily be buying a package just because you want to know how to trade. You have no intentions of growing a home-based business. You just want to be able to trade and make money in the cryptocurrency market. Well, in that case, you'll be making money unintentionally. What a problem to have. You see, as people build their matrix, people that referred you, as they build their matrix, well, that will trickle into your matrix, and as people beneath you pick up the pace to build theirs, it can entirely fill your matrix without ever even referring anybody. You see, you could be making $5.1 million a year and not ever even having lifted a finger to do it. Is it very likely? No, not very likely. But is it possible? Absolutely. Okay, so so the only requirement is that you are a subscriber. That's it. And it's a 2x18 matrix, and we'll take a closer look at that in just a second. All right, so all payments, you get paid daily in Bitcoin. As soon as your balance reaches more than $50, you can request a cash out, and then you're paid. Okay, so that is how Python Signals works. So there is no other requirement, only that you are a subscriber. That's it, in order to be paid. We already have. We're still in pre-launch, and we have plenty of people that haven't referred anybody yet and are making money, in Python Signals because other people have referred people that bought subscriptions. All right, so here we'll have a look at the matrix table, actually, how it looks like. So this here would represent a full matrix table that if you had the Galaxy 500 or the Galaxy 1000 package, this would be as a full matrix that you would, what you would make. And it wouldn't matter if you hadn't referred anybody. If your matrix has filled up, starting from people above you and then picking up people beneath you, start picking up the pace and have filled the matrix, this would be your paycheck or your Bitcoin payment here of $5,102,410. Now, how does it work? Well, on the left-hand column here, those are the levels in the matrix. The next one is the percentages that you get paid per matrix or per level. And then we have the center column is the amount of people on each level, which is 2, then 4, then 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, and so on. And this is, as you notice, it always doubles. Every level is twice as many people as from the level before. And that ends up being 262,144 people on the 18th level, which pays in the matrix $1,966,080. And this is entirely possible and will happen to some of us who are in the matrix early enough before the masses come in and fill out many matrices. So many people will experience having a full matrix payout of, that maybe they referred a few people, maybe never referred anybody. So this is going to happen here in Python signals. And matter of fact, I have word from a very reliable source that this is going to happen starting in January. So anybody who wants to be in and have cash in on that phenomenon, to take your position in the matrix now would be a very smart idea, because in January, when we start getting thousands and tens of thousands of signups, it's going to be very convenient to already have a spot in the matrix so that your matrix will fill. All right, so what happens? Well, let's just look at the packages. You see we mentioned in the packages there that the silver pays 6 levels, the gold pays 9 levels, the platinum pays 12 levels, and the galaxy pays 18 levels. Now, how does that work out? Let's say, okay, so this table here means that everybody has the package, the Galaxy 500. Okay. Now, what happens if somebody is only a silver member? Like if you're a Galaxy member and somebody on your 17th or 18th level has the silver package or the gold package, what does that do? How does that affect your matrix? Well, you actually make more money. That's what happens. You make more money because they have to pay monthly or every 3 months, and the package is more expensive, and it's you get per percentage. So you actually make more money on people that have the lower packages. Okay, but what happens if you're a silver member and people are building their matrices and it trickles down further than your matrix reaches, because your matrix only reaches to the 6th level. And now you end up having people, on the 9th and the 10th and who knows how deep below you that you aren't getting paid on because you only have the silver package. That means you better upgrade in order to not miss out on all that pay. Okay, so that kind of automatically means that people will become a Galaxy member, even if they start out with a silver package. Okay, so they will eventually buy the gold, and they will buy the platinum, and eventually the Galaxy in order to not miss out on all those commissions, even if they don't refer people. But as other people build their matrices, it fills in theirs, and therefore, in order to not miss out on those commissions, they'll have to upgrade. It's very simple how that works. Anyhow, I hope I made that fairly clear. I don't know if there's any questions. If there is any, I will open up for questions if somebody has questions. All right. Now, as I mentioned already, I don't know if this package is still available or not. The last I heard, the number is getting very low of them being sold, and so whether they're sold out or not, I don't know. But I guess, you know, the best thing you can do if you're watching this video is sign up right away, find out if that package is still available, and get it if you can. All right. Okay, so I'm not here to convince you. If you're watching this and you're saying, well, hey, this is not for me. Hey, I've showed you what I have to offer, or what we have to offer as Python Signals. And if that isn't for you, then I want to wish you the best in whatever it is you're doing. And also, just have a wonderful day, and and I want to thank you for watching this video. However, if you are enthused and you see the value of what we're doing and the massive amount of people that are going to come into Python Signals because of the phenomena that's happening, of the amount of people coming into cryptocurrency. And how do we know that so many people are going to come into crypto? Well, here's the thing. There are countries that have been battered by the US Army for years. Well, so-called US Army. It's not really US, it's the cabal. But now they have become free. And many more countries are becoming free. The armies are pulling out. It's because the cabal are being defeated. And this opens up that field. People are going to say, look, you know what? What are we going to do? Our money isn't worth anything. The US dollar is, you know, countries have been wanting to get rid of the US dollar for years that couldn't, and now they finally can, and other countries did anyways. And so many monetary systems in the world are in shambles because of what the cabal has been, you know, doing in the world. The destructive forces that have been, you know, that have been active all these years. And now people they're turning to something that has proven to be stable, that has proven to be safe. And this is the cryptocurrency market. And that's how we know. And not only that, but because of the major companies that are coming into Python Signals in January and the following months, this is going to, the buzz from that is going to spread like wildfire. This is going to be heard everywhere. And people are going to come into this space, even people that have nothing to do with those companies. But when they hear the amount of buzz that's going on about Python Signals, many people are going to come in. And your chance to get your spot in the matrix, to have it filled by all of these people, is right now. To be ahead of all of those people. Or you can sit on the fence and wait until the overwhelming buzz kind of sweeps you in anyways, in which case many of those people are going to earn from your subscription you know, as opposed to you earning from all of them. That's where we're at, guys. That's where we're at. Okay, so I want to thank you for you know, for watching this. And I am now open for questions. If there's any question you have, anything about the matrix, anything about the pay plan, anything about about trading, or about access that different packages get, anything. So you can unmute if you want and just ask if you have any questions.
I have a question.
All right.
You say that the 1,000, the platinum, it might be almost sold out already.
Yes, it is. It is. There's only a few numbers left, if there are still. And of course, it depends on what happened in the last couple of days. It may be sold out already. I don't know, but I know we're very close.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that's just not available anymore at all.
Not if once 1,000 are sold, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the 1,000 is the number that are going to have access to the extra perks with Marius in the private Telegram group, and also we get to hang out with Marius every Thursday in a meeting where he explains all of how the crypto, how the algorithm predicts and stuff like that, how that all works.
Okay.
It's actually very nice to be in it. I missed it a couple of times, but I've been on it twice now, and it's really helpful to understand that better. To me, it's very well worth it.
Okay.
But
all right, that's all I have for right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for you know, for watching, and so you know, I just want to say one thing. I want to urge people that are watching this video, if you want to be ahead of that massive amount of people coming in, now is the time. Now is the time to join the Python Signals. Below are the links for you to get started. And if you have any questions about anything, do contact me and I'll help you to get started. If anything that you need, all right? All right, thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.